reach people in advance.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, we're back live. All right, now that you have that contact information, Mr. Barnett, is there anything you want to add regarding his non-appearance today?
Ordinarily, I would ask for a bench warrant given the nature of the charges, but in light of the contact I've had with the victim, I'm not as concerned. I would ask that it be set for a show cause.
Show cause and pretrial for August. How many have on the fourth?
What, on the 11th?
How many do we have on the fourth?
Oh, on the 4th? We only have 12.
Okay, set for August 4th, 2021 at 9 a.m. Bond is modified to allow no unwanted contact with Angela Washington. And did you say that that he could go there and do not go to?
Yeah, you could modify to remove the no-go to provision.
Okay. It's already no unwanted contact,
Oh, okay.
and there is no go to provision. So
Fair enough.
right. Yeah, so there it was already no unwanted contact. Nothing needs to be changed, and there's no go do not go to on this file.
Okay, thank you.
And I think that's it for our docket today.
I think so.
I think so.
All right, thank you. I'll see you all. Well, see you tomorrow, Mr. Vance, not you, Mr. Barnett. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
To everyone. Bye.
All right now. Good morning. The 14B District Court is now in session. My name is Elaine Washington, and I'll be presiding over this session. Mr. Gallagher, do you have a particular order before I call the cases in?
I do not, Your Honor. Any order that the court desires.
Thank you so much. All right, I'm going to call the Porter case.
I'm sorry, the quarter?
Yes.
Okay, I don't have a.
Press for attorney. All right, then no, let's not do that one.
Here-
No, here, give me Thompson. All right, the court will call the case of the State of Michigan versus Anthony Thompson, case number 17S00194.
Your Honor, who are you going to call after that? Because then I can get them lined up.
After that, I'm going to call the Waters matter.
Yes, ma'am. Stand by.
That's correct.
Hello.
Good morning, Mr. Waters. How are you today, sir?
Oh, no,
I'm
It's
sorry,
Mr. Thompson.
Thompson.
That's
Mr.
okay.
Thompson, how are you today?
I'm okay. How about yourself?
I'm pretty good. All right. Mr. Gallagher, we're here for arraignment on a bench warrant.
That is correct, Your Honor. It's my understanding, Your Honor, that the bench warrant is related to monies that are owed in this case. I believe there's a bond that was $1,725. I'm assuming that's the amount that was owed. Is that correct?
I am trying to figure that out as well. As I look through this file, there was a warrant. He was discharged. There's a bench warrant issued for, yes, back in 2019. That's interesting.
Yes.
Yes, and the bond was set at $1,725.
Yes, and I don't believe Mr. Thompson was aware of the warrant, Your Honor. He was at a shelter, I believe it was, yesterday, and this warrant came up, and obviously that's why he's before you here today, Judge.
All right. You mentioned that he was in a shelter, so he doesn't.
Oh, no.
No,
No,
he himself, Mr. Thompson, correct me if I'm wrong, but he himself was not staying at the shelter.
No, I'm not.
Right.
If I can explain it, that'd be best. Like the whole little, I can sum up the whole situation.
All right.
So apparently, I got incarcerated 2017, for allegations that were, I'm gonna just say they're not false or whatever. But anyway, I end up doing, I think I got time served, but I don't know.
All
I
right,
spent.
let me summarize it because you don't really.
Yeah, I don't think that's the case.
All right. So there was an initial charge of child abuse in the 4th degree. You pled guilty to assault and battery, and that plea occurred on June 1st of 2017. You were sentenced on July 20th of 2017. Your sentence was for $775 in fines and costs, $60 of a missed appointment fee, $30 per month for probation oversight fee. In addition to that, you were to complete the anger management program, meet with probation monthly, make earnest efforts to maintain employment and no contact with the individuals out of this case, and a host of other things. You apparently did not complete the terms of your probation and were discharged from probation back, and that sentencing was before Judge Pope, just so that you understand. Who was my
I'm not,
predecessor.
I'm sorry. I have bipolar schizophrenia. I'm not trying to get any leverage or anything, but I don't understand what you're saying. But if I can say anything, I get, I get cash assistance. So it's like everything can be paid for. It just would have to be, I mean, I'm not trying to bargain or anything, but it would have to be on a monthly basis. I'm not allowed to work. I can't work. I would have to go to Social Security and ask for like a work order, a piece of paper.
Mhm.
He currently receives SSDI in the amount of $783 per month.
Okay.
But the judge was explaining to you, Mr. Thompson, that you were discharged from probation, but there was still this money that was owed.
Yeah, I don't mind paying anything. I just, I just want to pay.
How much can your client pay, Mr. Gallagher, per month?
Yeah, Your Honor, it's going to be quite limited, but Mr. Thompson, would you be able to afford $50 per month?
Yeah, can I make it 100?
If the judge would allow that.
If I can make it 100, that'd be great. But
That would be even better.
okay, perfect.
I will allow that. And
I appreciate that.
if he needs I'll allow whichever one he can pay, is what I should say. And you're saying
Thank you so much.
you can pay 100.
Yes, ma'am.
When can you make your first payment, sir?
I can make the first payment today. Well, given if I make it out of here before the place closed.
Got you. I will have you pay by tomorrow, which is July 22nd. All right. So you were in custody from yesterday until today?
Yes. And quick question or quick thing. I haven't called anybody. Like I try not to call my family in here, but I do have kids and I don't know their whereabouts right now. I'm trying to figure everything out. I'm not trying to force your hand or anything. I'm just letting you know that I don't know what's going on. Don't know what type of situation I'm in. That's why I'm just willing to pay. I can't really comprehend what people are saying because there's a lot of things that are paperwork said that can't be verbally said because it's not on. But I don't know. I'm basically saying, okay, the sooner I can pay one of the 100 kids, but that's really all I'm saying about that. But
Mr. Gallagher, unfortunately, there are a couple of things going on here. One is that the service is not working very well, so I'm not able to make out part of what he's saying. And
Yes.
then secondly, as to what he is saying, very concerned about whether he understands what's happening at this time. So that's my second concern.
Yes, and Your Honor, that issue didn't come up when I interviewed him earlier this morning, to be honest, Judge.
All right, Mr. Thompson, do you not understand why you're here, sir? Mr. Thompson, can you hear me, sir? Mr. Thompson, please let the jail know that they're.
it's like breaking up. Well, like restart. I really didn't hear anything.
Please, can you please?
It's
let the
breaking up.
jail
You can
know-
re-say it, please. Yeah.
Can you please let the jail know that their Wi-Fi is unstable?
Can you turn on the Wi-Fi? Yeah, it's the Wi-Fi is unstable.
All right, well, come on, let's change rooms.
Okay.
Get out of here. Grab your mask. Let's change rooms. Let's go over here. Hold on. Sorry about that, Judge.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Are they there?
Try that.
Hello?
Hello, sir. All right, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
All right, so are you telling us today that you cannot understand why you're here?
Not necessarily. I'm saying the only thing I can kind of get a full grasp of is the fact that I gotta pay. I know you gotta say things for the video. I'm just letting you know it's a little too fast for me to grab everything, but I did grab the 100 a month, and pretty much that.
Well, that's because you were sentenced way back before when Judge Pope was the judge. And when you were sentenced, you had some conditions that you had to meet, okay? You didn't meet those, all right? One of those was that you needed to pay the money. So that's why we're here for you to make a payment arrangement to pay the money.
Okay.
You understand that part, sir?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And so what I was saying is you can pay $100 by July 22nd.
Okay.
That's tomorrow. You said you could pay that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna set another review to see if you're making your monthly payments.
Okay.
I'm gonna set a review for you. This is a state case, so it must be a Thursday. Let's do 60 days out.
2 months.
Yes, to see if you've made at least 2 payments on this, okay?
Okay. And I can overpay however much I want, right?
Certainly can. Yeah.
Sweet.
All right, let's do a little bit later in September. All right, I'm gonna put this over to September 15th, 2021, and that will be at 10 a.m., okay?
Okay.
And then the warrant is canceled and there is no bond. And that's not what I want to say because that's not how that works. Never had to do this before. You don't have to have it. Okay. I'll just do PR just so that we're clear. I don't know how else to.
Okay, Judge.
If I say no bond, then they'll keep them in jail. So
Right.
no bond.
I have another question. I don't know if it's in your paperwork. You might not be able to look this up, but it says something about like my suspended license. If you don't see anything about it, just never mind.
Second, you're okay. Let's see what we got here. If I have anything about your license or anything. No, I don't have your license issue in front of me. That might be a separate case or something.
Okay.
It's not
Okay.
my case, okay, sir? All right. So just pay the $100 and then I'll see you back here on September 15th, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I'll just leave.
Yeah, you can let them know you're all done.
All right, sweet. Thank you.
Mr. Waters?
Hey,
Right. State of Michigan versus Chanel Waters, case number 21S00242.
yes,
Good afternoon, Mr. Waters. How are you, sir?
I'm trying to be fine, all right, but my hands keep shaking because my cousin just got shot and killed in PA, and his wait is today, and I'm just hoping that I can actually attend it. This is my first cousin, somebody I used to be with every day, and then I'm supposed to be at work and my kids, supposed to be watching my kids today.
All right.
But
Well, you're before the court on today's date because of the fact that you had an outstanding warrant for domestic violence second offense and malicious destruction of a building. Those are the two charges that we have because the state of Michigan indicates that on May 11th of 2021, you were in the vicinity of, one second. 3111 International Drive, apartment 2099C, and that you did make a domestic violence upon one Kamiko VC, in that you were prior convicted of that. On July 31st of 2017, and therefore that makes this a second offense, which would make it a misdemeanor carrying a maximum of 1 year and or $1,000 fine plus court costs. And in addition to that, you did destroy or injure a building located at 3111 International Drive, apartment 2099C. Do you understand those charges, sir?
yes, I do, ma'am.
Mr. Gallagher?
Yes, good morning, Your Honor, or good afternoon, Your Honor. James Gallagher, Assistant Public Defender on behalf of Mr. Waters. Your Honor, I thank you for making Mr. Waters aware of what his charges. We did go over that in our meeting this morning. Waive any formal reading, and my client stands mute.
All right, thank you. I have appointed the public defender to assist you. I do see here that I have a request for a court-appointed attorney. I've appointed the public defender. 1 second. I will enter a not guilty plea on behalf of your client with respect to bond.
Yes, in respect to bond, Your Honor, as Mr. Waters has indicated, he works at the Cracker Barrel over in Belleville. He's a cook there. He's currently engaged. He has 2 kids. I realize he does have some prior convictions, Your Honor. Now, in speaking to Mr. Waters, it's my understanding that he turned himself in on this warrant after being notified of that by Judge Kunke. Is that correct, Mr. Waters?
Yes, I actually was talked to Ms. Kunke, and she told me to turn myself in Wednesday.
And so he's turned himself in, Your Honor. We're asking the court to consider a personal recognizance bond with any bond conditions that the court would impose. I went over, there would likely be a no contact type of order or possibly a no go to address, but we're requesting the court to take that into consideration, as he also voiced he recently had a death in the family, a cousin who unfortunately was murdered.
Thank you. Based on the representations that you're indicating, your client turned himself in, I will set a bond in the amount of personal recognizance. There's no assaultive behavior against Kamiko, Kanisha VC, or anyone else, no use or possession of any alcohol and or illegal drugs, no contact with Kamiko, Kanisha VC, and no going to 311 International Drive, apartment 2099C. Mr. Waters, the court does have some concerns. Apparently you made threats to the allegation is that you made threats to kill the victim in this case, the alleged victim, the complaining witness. There is no threatening behavior whatsoever, so any violation of that will result in a bench warrant. What is the matter you have going before Judge Kunke at this time?
Yeah, I looked that up, Judge, and this was after I spoke to him. I looked in Odyssey. The latest entry I see is January 28th of this year of 21. It's an order waiving court-ordered costs and fees. Prior to that, there was just an order of probation filed back in August of 2013.
Sir, when did you, well, can you ask your client when he saw Judge Kunke? Because I'm not understanding how this would have come about.
Yeah, that's why I looked that up. I was assuming there might be an active probation violation case. But Mr. Vaughters, you indicated that you had been told by Judge Kunke to turn yourself in. Was that very recently?
Yes, it was. I was actually texting because, you know, I was in the drug court program and I was texting them. I actually went on Zoom and Judge Kunke told me to turn myself in. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, can I do it by Wednesday? And she said, yeah. So I ended up doing it and everything. And I talked to the drug court people and they were just telling me like, Judge Kunke just told you turn yourself in and get it out the way. And then we go get everything back in shape, get everything back rolling. But I actually got the lady number to prove it in my cell phone. And I got messages in the phone that I actually was texting. Her name is Kayla. She's she works through the drug court program.
All right. All right, I will accept those representations. No contact with Kanisha Visa, no go to the address I just put on record. No possession of any firearms, ammunition, or any other dangerous weapons also. Okay? And you may not leave the state without approval of the court. You're trying to go to Pennsylvania?
Yes.
When are the services, or do you know yet?
Yes, it started at 4. It's at CNH. That's on the south side of Ypsilanti.
Oh, you're saying it happened here. I thought you said in PA.
No, it happened in PA, but we got his body ship here because this is where his family is.
Okay,
so we doing that. Yeah, so we doing that CNH and yeah.
Okay, all right.
Start at 4.
I give you the personal recognizance bond, sir, and then we're gonna set you a pretrial for. This is with domestic violence. Will be a Monday. My next available reasonable date. Okay, August 9th, 2021 at 9 a.m., sir.
Okay.
I expect you to be there, okay, sir?
I will. Thank you.
Okay, I'll be there looking for you.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good luck, Mr. Walters.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Yeah, because she's a witness.
Just one moment, Mr. Porter.
Yes, sir.
And you're right, that's it. Okay. What's your name, sir?
My name is Jeffrey James Porter, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
Court will call the case of State of Michigan versus Jeffrey James Porter, 18S00355, and Ypsilanti Township versus Jeffrey James Porter, 18W000194A and B. All right, we're here on a bench warrant in the 18S00355 case. Mr. Porter. It appears that you've been bench warranting on this matter off and on since 2018. The bench warrant back in May of 2018. And then you showed up for an arraignment in June. Then we had you here in August where you pled guilty to count 2 of driving while license suspended. You have fines and costs of $425. And then you had a show cause from 2018. And the bench warrant was 6/20, and so you've been missing since then. So this is another matter we're here for on fines and costs.
Correct. That's my understanding as well, Your Honor. Spoke to Mr. Porter in regards to that, and I recognize there's a history of failure to appear. Mr. Porter said he's had a series of medical issues over the past couple of years that he's been having to deal with, and that's been the reason for his failure to appear at some of these proceedings.
Right, these are all fines and costs cases.
Yes. I noticed on the A and B cases, I believe the bond is currently $774 on the A and then $534 on the B portion. I'm assuming that's the amount that's owed on both of those.
That is correct.
And we did talk about monies being owed on these matters. He does do some work, Your Honor. He cuts grass, does some landscaping type of work, and then he also works at a company by the name of Excalibur Builders. He earns approximately $1,000 per month.
That's so. What does he do? Landscaping, you said?
Yes, and then he also said he does some work for a company called Excalibur Builders. Is that right, Mr. Porter?
Yes, it is, Your Honor, and sir. He's a builder that lives on the same road that I used to live on Crane Road. I would help him out from time to time when he would need, but then I got all my medical stuff as far as all my surgeries, and then I was down until almost January of last year, and then COVID hit.
Okay.
I was in recovery from after surgery for almost 9 months while my chest wounds all healed.
You had heart surgery, sir?
I had an infection inside my left rotator cuff that then got infected all through my all through my neck, my chest, all into my head, and I had to have 17 open surgeries all across my chest, and my upper shoulders.
Okay.
To have the bacteria removed. I was hooked onto IV at the St. Joe's Hospital from the first week of June of 19 until almost August of 19. I was on something called vancomycin for 80 days straight.
Wow. Okay. All right.
It's an IV drip antibiotic.
How long have you been in custody?
I got arrested I was placed in custody last night, Your Honor.
Your client is wearing white, Mr. Gallagher. Do we need to have a conversation about that?
Not that I'm aware of, Your Honor.
No.
He was, my understanding, he's in custody because he was in an accident, if I recall, and I believe that's the reason.
Are there going to be new charges out of this accident?
Yeah, right. I don't know, Judge.
All right. Were you driving? Never mind. Do you know if your client was driving at the time?
That I don't know, Your Honor, and I didn't want to specifically address that in open court here today, as I'm sure the court can understand.
All right. Does your client have a plan of action as to payments? It sounds like he has a job.
Yes.
He does have a job, Your Honor, and we didn't get into specifics, Mr. Porter. I know, you gave me an idea of your income. How much could you pay per month if the judge would be acceptable of that?
As I told you earlier, sir, I'm doing a closing on one of my properties on August 3rd. And I'll be able to pay everything, be able to financially pay everything off after the 3rd of August.
And is that something that's going to happen, this closing that we talked about?
Yes. Yes, like, as I stated earlier, I have proof of the closing date and amounts inside my email that I told you about earlier.
Yep.
That if somebody wants to go into my email, that they can look it up, they can verify it.
So hopefully you understand at this point in time that you can
Make payments.
you could not just make payments, but there are consequences for not showing up and for not doing anything.
Well, what ended up happening, Your Honor, is as soon as I got sick inside of June of 19, and then by the time I was well enough as far as the cavity in my chest was healing up, that's when COVID struck.
Right, but here's the part you're not getting. That if you call the court and let the court know what's going on, then you can have these matters picked up addressed without a warrant for you. Okay, you can.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
You can schedule to be arraigned on these warrants so that they don't actually get you in custody. So that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. Yes, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I'm sorry for you. You're the one who's sitting in jail. Okay. All right. So you're telling me that you can pay this off after your closing on August 3rd.
Yes.
I will.
So by the 10th of August, it'll be paid in full.
Okay. So then if you say by the 10th of August, it'll be paid in full, I'm going to bring you back after that.
That's fine, Your Honor. I can even walk straight into your court right after I pay the cost on the day I walk in there, if you like.
No, I'm sorry, what now? Tuesday? I think so. Was he here yesterday? He can be. And it doesn't matter, it's a show cause. So. All right, so August 24th, 2021. And that would be at 10 a.m.
Okay.
Paid. All right, PR bond.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, sir. Please be there on that day. If you've paid already, you don't have to show up. If you haven't paid and you don't show.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
I totally understand, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right.
Have a wonderful day.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Good luck, Mr. Porter.
I appreciate it, sir. Thank you.
You got one more. He's got Hello, are you Miss Amber McCullough?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. How are you, Miss McCullough?
Could be better, but
I'm sure you could be. So Ypsilanti Township versus Amber McCullough, 17T00139, as well as I'm trying to figure out State of Michigan versus Amber McCullough, 18S00823, and Ypsilanti Township versus Amber McCullough. 20W002117B. Oh, I'm sorry, that number is wrong. 211. Yep, that was right. 2117B. Okay, you can take care.
And Your Honor, it's my understanding on 17T-00139 is that she pled guilty. However, it looks like she was never sentenced then.
Yeah, let me look through this and figure it out here. So it looks like she pled guilty back on April the 12th of 2017 to count 1 of operating while intoxicated. Count 2, driving while license is suspended, was dismissed. She had a BAC of 0.11 and 0.11. She failed to appear for sentencing. She had a bond violation that occurred on May 3rd of 2000. Well, she had a bond violation allegation report that came over from Community Corrections on May 3rd of 2017. And then let's see what the bond violation allegation is. 1 second. She was supposed to be reporting for intensive day reporting, and she was testing positive for cocaine and THC and benzodiazepine. And then her last report was on May 1st, where she was testing positive for THC, cocaine, benzodiazepine, and opiates. And then did not show for her sentencing. Yes, ma'am.
Are you speaking with me?
I said, Your Honor. I thought you said, Your Honor.
Oh, no, I didn't say anything. I just said, like I'm listening.
Okay, all right. And then this is the 18S00823 is a new case that she has not been arraigned on yet.
That's my understanding on that one, yes.
And I don't see the request for a public defender on that one. Is she requesting the PD?
She is, Judge. I'm filling out the form right now. My apologies, but I can tell you, Judge, that she's currently unemployed. She cares for her father on a full-time basis, but she does not receive any income for that.
Okay. So.
And I will have that form to you shortly. My apologies, Judge.
No worries. I'm not in any rush today. All right. Amber McCullough, this is going to be your arraignment, and are you waiving formal reading of the complaint?
Yes, waiving formal reading, and my client stands mute.
All right. This is the time and date scheduled for an arraignment on this matter. I'm going to explain to you the charges that you are charged with. I'm not going to read the entire thing, but I'm just going to go over the penalties, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So you're charged with malicious destruction of personal property of $200 or more, but less than $1,000, and that you destroyed a windshield or a car or rearview mirror of Mr. Michael Davidson. That is a misdemeanor carrying a maximum of 1 year and or $2,000 fines plus court costs. And this was alleged to have happened on July the 28th of 2018 in the vicinity of 8741 Lagoon Drive, okay? The second count of that same complaint is that you committed a larceny less than $200 by stealing the car keys that belonged to Mr. Michael Davidson, the value of which was less than $200. It's a 93-day and or $500 fine plus court costs. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Not guilty. That's my boyfriend's dad. I've never even heard of these.
All right. Court will enter a not guilty plea.
I am.
All right, and then, and the ticket, which is a 21117B, she failed to appear for arraignments that had been sent to her on May 29th and November 30th of 2020. And the bench warrant was issued. For 2,500, 10%, which is, I set that bond myself.
Excuse me, ma'am, did you say that I was sent a court date like in last year to be seen on these charges here?
Correct.
What address would that be sent to? Because I didn't get any notification of that by mail. Or I would have done that considering it was during the pandemic and I could have took care of this without, having to come to jail. I would have took care of that.
All
But
right.
I didn't get anything. I lived in Livonia.
All right, I'm gonna explain that to you.